What up guys, welcome back to the channel. Jamal here. In this video I'm going to be showing you how you can use Selenium WebDriver with Maven instead of Eclipse. Alright guys, now that I'm back on my computer, I do want to give you a quick overview of what is Selenium, Maven and Eclipse so you could be familiar with what's going on. So Selenium, this is an umbrella project of a range of tools and libraries that enable the support of automation and web browsers. So pretty much this is going to be the framework we're going to be using to automate the web browser. Secondly, we have is Maven. Maven is a tool that's going to gather all the artifacts and dependencies that we need for Selenium, and it makes everything building projects so much easy. And lastly, we're going to be using Eclipse, and this is just my IDE of choice, and we're going to use this to compile our scripts. Before you do get started, you will need Java and Maven installed. I already covered those two setup in two separate videos, so I'm going to leave the link in the description so you guys could get those installed if you haven't. Now that we have everything needed, what I'm going to do is launch Eclipse. Alright, so what we want to do, we could create a new workspace. So I'm going to create a new folder, so go back. I already have a Selenium, so we can create a new folder and have a Selenium. Yep, it's empty. I'm going to open and we're going to click start. Alright, so now I have this brand new empty project. So what we're going to do, the first thing we need to do is open a new project. And for this, it's not going to be a typical project. We're going to go into other, and we're going to go into Maven, and we're going to click a Maven project. You're also going to hit the check mark to create a simple project. You use the default workspace, that's good. And for this, you're going to need to give it a group ID or artifact ID. Pretty much this is going to be the name of your project. So I'm just going to call it Selenium Test. And you can copy and paste this in both places just like that. And then you click finish. Nice. Now that we have our Selenium test project already set up, you want to open the project and go to the pom.xml file. Alright, you should see something that looks like this, which is good. So this is where we're going to use Maven to bring in the necessary Selenium artifacts and get all the classes compiled. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to open up with dependencies. Alright, just like that, nice. So in this hierarchy we're going to have dependencies, and within the dependencies we're going to put our dependency. So in order to get our dependency, we're going to go into, let's do a good Google search for Maven repository. Okay, and what we want to do, we want to search for Selenium Java. So have Selenium Java, do a search. I'm going to click Selenium Java. So what we see here is all of the versions of Selenium. The usage is very important. I like using the ones that are very popular. It just shows that these are more stable. So we have 336 uses of that. So we're going to click 3.141.59. All you have to do is copy the dependency. We're going to go back into Eclipse, and you're going to paste the dependency right here. Nice. And you can save that. Alright, good. So now that we have our dependency, let's hop back over to Selenium. Let's take a look at the documentation. So the WebDriver Selenium supports all major browsers such as Chrome, Firefox, Internet, Opera, and Safari. So that's all the various versions. As you can see right here, quick references, these are the versions, these are the browsers that Selenium support. I'm going to be focusing on Chrome, so we do need to have this ChromeDriver downloaded. So you could click downloads. You're going to scroll all the way down. I like using 88.04324. This is a good version that I like using, and depending on what your operating system that you have, I'm using a Mac, so I'm going to download the Mac version. Give it a few seconds for it to install. We can show in Finder. You want to extract the zip file, and now we have our ChromeDriver, which is great. So let's hop over back into Eclipse. What you want to do is, I like to create a new folder in my resources. So you right click, you're going to click a new folder, and we're going to name this folder drivers. Click finish. So right now this is where we're going to place our ChromeDriver that we just downloaded, and we're going to place it in our project folder. So let's show in System Explorer. So we have drivers, which is good, and let's go into our downloads. And what we want to do is we're going to copy this ChromeDriver and place it into this drivers folder. Click paste. Nice. All you have to do now to make sure that it's in there is simply just refresh the project. So you right click, hit refresh, or F5, and now we have the ChromeDriver in our project. Nice. Alright. So if I hop back over to Selenium. So this is pretty much the documentation on how to instantiate the ChromeDriver. You can do the following. So this is what we're going to do as well right now. So the first thing you want to do is hop back over to Eclipse, and within our src test Java, we're going to create a new class. I'm going to call this Chrome Test. I like to check public static void main, bring that in as well. Click finish. Alright, that's good. So what I like to do is I'm going to create a new method. Just going to call it public void. Let's call it test1 for now. Let's make sure it is static. Very important. Alright, so now let's hop back over to the documentation. So in order to use the WebDriver, we need to copy this and paste that right here. So you may see these red lines. All we have to do to fix that is hover over it and click import WebDriver, and hover, click import WebDriver. So we also see the two imports, the same as in the documentation. And we have a WebDriver, which is pretty nice. Alright, also remember that you have to set the path in the ChromeDriver executable, and this is possible using the following line. So let's copy this line of code. So this is pretty much going to set that ChromeDriver that we downloaded earlier and make sure that it's accessible within our project. Right, so we're going to paste that. Now we can remove this path, and we're going to use our path where we have our driver saved, so which is right in here. So click that. You want to go into properties, and I like just copying this path right here. Just copy, click cancel, and just paste. You can remove the root name of the project, so you can take that out, and you're going to add a dot, and that's just going to give it the root access from within your source folder. So from pretty much from here go down. Alright, so that's good. So now that we have our ChromeDriver set, we can do a quick little test. So let's hop back over to Selenium and let's take a look at, these are all setups for different browsers, so you can scroll depending on what browser you want to use. You can follow the documentation. Next, I'm going to go to the browser manipulation. So the first thing you want to do is browser navigation. In the browser navigation, we want to navigate to whatever browser that we want to use. So in this case, let's do, as the example say, let's copy this one, which is pretty much convenient. And what we have is driver get Selenium dev. What this is going to do is take us to the dev website and launch automatically. So let's save this, and in order to give this a run, I'm going to copy this method and I'm going to paste it in the main argument, and I'm going to save. So if everything is set up correctly, the ChromeDriver should launch and we should get to this page. So let's see, we're going to right click, run as a Java application. So it was successful, and look at that, we successfully landed on the Selenium dev page. Is exactly what we want. Alright, so now that we have that, there's a few more other things I want to show you as it relates to Selenium, and then we should be good. So now that we have successfully launched the browser, we can also interact with the site. So let's launch the browser again one more time. Alright, now I'm going to interact with this search bar. I'm going to just put a text automation and hit enter, and I should get to this page. So I'm just going to write a simple test case on how to do that, just to show you some of the uses we can do with Selenium. So I'm just going to go back, and in order to capture this element, what I'm going to do is just inspect the page. Let's bring this at the bottom, and let's inspect this element. Alright, so if you take a look at the element, we have all these characteristics that makes up the element, pretty much the properties, and we have something called name. Name is an attribute that we can use to identify this search text box, and that's what we're going to use. So if I hop back over to my code, I go to driver dot find element by, I can say by dot name in this case, and the name of that was search. So I can copy that, paste. Now that I have the search bar captured, I want to save this into like a variable as well. So what I can do is do web element. We can call this search box equal. Now all we have to do is import this as well. So we import the web element, and now we have a search box variable. So with that search box, I want to enter some text. So I'm going to say search box dot, let's do click. We want to click in it first, and then once we click in the search box, we want to send keys is pretty much entering text into the field. So we're going to put, let's say, automation. That looks good, and then we can just do enter in the search box to get where we need to go. So search box dot send keys, and we're going to do keys dot enter. Alright, that looks good. So let's save this and do one quick test and see if that worked nicely. So, wow, and it did it. We did a search, it did automation, and it got there quickly. So that's pretty much how you can use Selenium. You can also, before you finish, it's always good practice to close and quit your browser. So that's what we're going to do next. So we can do driver.close. This is going to close the window, and then we could do driver.quit, and this is going to quit the session and make sure that it's not running in the background. As you can see, I still have 3 instances of it running because we didn't quit, but the quit should take care of that. And we can always write something on the screen, system.out.println. You can put browser closed. And you can save that. As well, we can just put some documentation, some type of login. You can say user enters automation in search box. Something like that. Click save, and let's just run it one more time. And there you have it, guys. Browser closed. So that's how you get started using Selenium. Alright guys, so there you have it. That's how you get started with Selenium and Maven using Eclipse. If you did find this video useful, I would appreciate if you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. On this channel, I'm going to be talking to you more about software engineering and what I do on a day-to-day basis. So it's going to be plenty more content, definitely some useful stuff. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.